And welcome back to Smart Martial Arts, the YouTube channel where we go over everything martial arts. And in this video, we're going to be continuing off where I left off last video, where I went over and I looked at a video of the 10 most important strikes you should know or something like that. And at the end of that, I said I would do my own list of the 10 most important strikes that you should know, or 10 strikes that you should know. And most of these you are probably going to guess. You could probably guess the first 8 very quickly. The last 2, well, there's one that I would say is, I'm looking at the list, there's one that may be a little bit weird, but we'll figure it out. Other than that, you could probably guess the vast majority. You could pass a test with the percentage that you would get with this, that you could guess right. So, right into it, number 1 is shockingly the jab. Well, 1 and 2, jab, cross, also can be like 1 and 2. But the reason I put the jab and the cross high, 1, jab just got there because that's just what I was thinking first. Those are just the most basic strikes that in any like strike martial art, like stand up, you're probably going to see this. Like Muay Thai, Karate, probably Taekwondo, if they, whenever they want to do this and not throw their legs. But it's just super common here. I mean, it's kind of, everyone knows to punch. And it's kind of a habit of people like, oh, cool, I see this, bang. Everyone knows to punch, and it's not hard to do. Number 3, the hook. I'm not going to go the whole thing like jab, cross, right hook, left hook. That's way too much work. And also would take up too much of this. Just the hooks, because again, that's one that probably people are mostly going to do in a street fight. And it's haymakers, which is pretty much just kind of like an upper hook. So hooks, super important. Get in, you can now hit the side. You can go around someone's guard if they have one. Speaking of going around guard, number 4 is the uppercuts, which again, kind of the same thing. We're kind of just getting off the basic here. This time now we're going up. We get that beautiful piece of artwork when you come up and you guide straight up to the chest, right up the sternum, right into your opponent's chin, and they go back and they laugh. Nothing better than a good uppercut. Another one, number 5, elbows. We're kind of going through a little bit of the Muay Thai stuff, but elbows. Everyone who does martial arts, unless they're strictly jiu-jitsu and know nothing about anything else, know that elbows are very effective. It doesn't take a whole lot. I think there was a video, well, I don't remember which one, but I think it was Wonder Boy in an interview where he said in a fight between a roundhouse and an elbow, the elbow typically wins. And also just elbows are devastating. Just all of the energy of that going in someone's nose, face, with the elbow, that's going to do a lot of work. Speaking of Muay Thai, number 6, knees. Kind of straightforward. Knees are also very deadly. They're pretty much just the elbow of the lower region. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. I know you have just a normal up and out. No idea if you can see this, but the up and out, you have just to throw it back and bring it all in, and then you have the one where it goes out and then in. So there's a lot of different things you can do with the knee, and it doesn't take away from anything up here. So if you're getting close, you don't have to drop this or have it leave and go somewhere else. You can just kind of throw one. The effect of this is probably not going to be there if you just kind of throw it out. But you can still do that and avoid disrupt anything here. You're probably just going to lose balance if they step back and then come back into you. And finishing off with the Muay Thai strikes, the roundhouse. This honestly probably could go higher if I was doing this like a tier list, which I'm not going to, obviously. But the roundhouse, every kicking martial art does this at some point. Everyone knows it. Even people who don't do martial arts. Like most of these people know. But I mean, the roundhouse, I don't need to explain why that's up here. It just is. Number 8 is the front kick. Front ball kick, front snap kick, whatever it is to you. Just the idea of going up and then out, or up and then out. That's a different kick for me. But that idea, you see that in karate, obviously. You see it in Muay Thai with the teep. You see that in Taekwondo. Other ones I don't really know about, but the front kick is the other important kick. Now, number 9 is kind of where it goes away from all of this. This is where my karate comes in, the ridge hand. I guess This was kind of a hard one to put on because the ridge hand and like a hook are very similar. Just instead of hitting with this part of the hand, you're hitting with this or the forearm. The reason I put this up here or on the list is just because of how versatile it can be, where you can kind of just throw it out as like a tease, but then you can also just bring your entire body behind it and hit with the forearm. And just hitting like a punching bag with it, this is kind of like a roundhouse, I found. Because there's nothing fancy, you don't have to do a whole lot of different things, it's just wail that arm. Sure, I mean, I'm just hitting a punching bag, which is a very big space, so it's not going to be like, ooh, you need to hit here. I mean, on the straighter in practice, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, because now you need to actually aim somewhere, which isn't as fun. But just hitting on a punching bag, the ridge hand probably makes the loudest sound other than like a roundhouse kick. So they're pretty similar. I think it's just, instead of using my legs, I'm using my arm. I don't know if that sounds completely stupid. I don't think it does. And then the last one, I don't really know. It took me a lot longer than I'd like to admit to bring this up, but just like a palm strike, which are very similar to like a jab across, instead of just with these, now it's kind of you're hitting with this. But a lot of the times when you hear like professional fighters like, oh, in a street fight, I'm not going to punch like this, I'm going to do this. Maybe not professional fighters, but people who do this and kind of understand what they need to do, they hit with this. And it makes sense. I mean, you have your entire arm kind of behind it immediately. If you feel right here, there's, very strong point. There's also two bones right there. With here, though, now you're messing with a bunch of the smaller, more easy to break bones. You're probably going to break if you don't, punch things a whole lot. But here, it's just you drive the strength of your arm pretty much directly into whatever it is you're hitting. And it's pretty forgivable. I mean, like an uppercut or a hook, it's just, if you miss it, that's over. But here, at least, whatever you hit is going to feel it. And you don't have to be super in close. Like, to make a hook good, you don't want to throw it out there. You kind of want to keep it in. That way it's not, you can get the momentum in here. This one, you can throw like a normal jab here. But that's my list. That's all 10. If there's anything that you think I missed or that you were like, Ian, you're dumb, get rid of that, please let me know. But I have nothing else to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.